Welcome. You will soon be studying for Unit 28 and Unit 30 on the Year 2 of the BND. Unit 28, Managing Projects, and Unit 30, Website Design. So, as the heading says, do you need some cash for your business idea? If so, you can try to win the Dragon's Den. Here we have Unit 28, Supporting Projects assignment. As you can see, quite importantly, in the little bit I'm highlighting now, this is for the Cheltenham group because these dates are relative to the Friday mornings of the Cheltenham group. However, this date is at Monday the 4th. This is when both groups come together to do the Dragon's Den. If you're in Gloucester, you look for this assignment. They will both be in the VLE in the same place. One's saved as a Gloucester group, one's saved as Cheltenham group, because you have your Monday days here that I'm highlighting now. As with this, that's the same dates there. I'm going to use just one of the assignments, which is obviously going to be two of these, Cheltenham and Gloucester. Just use one for the purpose of this, just to show how this Unit 28 integrates into Unit 30. Okay, let's take the first task then. The assignment title: Planning, Implementing and Presenting a Project using the Dragon's Den scenario. I suggest you read the unit abstract because this gives you a good overview and more information, particularly on the things we've just started doing now: Gantt charts, critical path, contingency planning we've looked at. This overviews and puts it into context what we'll be aiming for. So the first task, obviously 26th the 11th for the one group, and let's go down, 29th the 11th for the other group. Okay, first we look at the project life cycle. I suggest with this you refer back to one of the two PowerPoint presentations we'll be covering first of all in the VLE. One of them is a real life example and the other one is the academic text and the standard theory, closely linking into some of the websites which we've used. I'm pretty sure in the first activity the hyperlink contained in that page is quite useful to help you find relative information to answer these questions. Definition of what constitutes a project, identify a project and explain what happens at each stage. And then sort of to move on a little bit more from this, you assess the importance of project management. Here you can answer this in the first person or the third person. You can either say the theoretical part of it, which is as I mentioned during the sessions, the activities, the websites and in the presentations, or you could answer it from your own perspective using the example which you've put in your Gantt chart. With this though, I want you to consider the importance of project management, and the management, controlling, monitoring is the quite important part here. And I'm not going to tell you what to write with this assignment brief overview. I want you to work this out for yourself, but the management part of it and what we talked about around management is quite important here. Task 2. We've all done a little bit of activity on stakeholders. You should have covered this in marketing, which I believe from feedback from most of you, you actually have. We did a little bit more of this in the first year. I remember when I used to teach Unit 12, Internet Marketing, this was covered there, but also in marketing you will have mentioned and done activities around stakeholders, stakeholder theory, stakeholder management. The needs and expectations, you would have looked at a little bit of this in one of the activities. So now, using Mind Genius, which is a great tool to indicate information and put a structure and flow to your diagram, you will be doing an activity around this. This is great to respond because it allows you not just academically to respond, but it also allows you to use a diagram, a model and chart, which some learners might be able to express themselves a bit better than just writing about it. Or when you see something, it actually might help you understand the information a little bit more of actually how it fits together, and the links between the information, or the links between the part of the project might be more apparent to you if done in a diagram. So with this one, we're looking to use a mind map to plot the role of the project manager. Think back to the first, the second and third week's activities, which we've done here. To extend this to M2, compare and contrast. Find some different examples, i.e. comparing the different types and the different ways that planning has actually impacted on the project. And when you contrast, you can then draw out the good and the bad points. You believe that this was the best because this didn't work because. So you've always got to answer with some good examples to back up your ideas. You can mention the things like the Bangkok Metro, which we've seen, the Channel Tunnel, organising a holiday, organising a party away for friends, various things that we've talked about as a group. You could put in some good examples of this, which was the research and the planning around this project. And here's a big one, number 3, Monday the 4th of April. So here it all builds in, and this one links into Unit 30. So as you will see, tasks 2 and 3 on both assignments have a lot of similarities. Here we're looking for the research and the planning of designing a website and target group and stakeholders, this sort of thing. And on task 3 is where you've actually made your website, and you've looked at other examples and compared and contrasted good websites, bad websites. So you've widened your grasp of information of what a website does for an organization and how it works. And then you've come up with some best practice of what your website from your organization should contain and what it will look like. So with this task 3 for Unit 30, this is the meat within the presentation. This is the content of the presentation, what we're going to see. You're going to impress us with the quality and standard of the website you've produced in front page. As in previous years, we always have been impressed what students have done. And I've shown some examples previously of videos and internet virals that people have produced on the course previously, and I think you'll agree it's good. It is a very good standard. So this is what you are going to display to us and show us, and this will hopefully help you win the gift voucher, the website, and this is how you did it. So the relevance of the project, the aims and objectives. I've told quite a few of you previously where these go and what the difference is between an aim and objective, and you've fed back to me from the class and told me what they are. Timescales, very important, contained in a certain type of chart which you've probably done already, and these timescales, objectives are the more clear you make them, they're very important because it goes to a long way to do with this, monitor, and this, evaluate, from a management perspective. So as you can see, Unit 28 is the planning, the research, the implementation, and then the evaluation and reviewing of Unit 30. So we are going to look at and see your website and go, wow, that's really good. Look at the work they've put into that. And Unit 28 is how you did it. Okay. And then the M3 for this and the D1, which we'll see at the end, this is extends it a little bit, where an analysis is quite a key word there, and this is your sort of structured and sort of objective approach to this of this, how you're achieving the project outcomes, whether they're on time. More will be, I'll talk about this more in person when this has actually gone out and get you to write some hard copy notes on your hard copy assignment. And task 4, two outcomes here, P5 and P6. This is where we wrap it all up, and this is where you evidence your backup plan, and this is where you've talked about the issues which might have an impact on your Dragon's Den. Luckily, hopefully on the day there won't be any. Procedures to be in place. This links into and extends from points 1 and 2. And then this point 4, this is where you have to carry out some research yourself. This is purely your opinion, quite subjective on your performance in the Dragon's Den. So this is sort of the review area. Now, as with quite a few of these Btec assignments, to get a distinction, you can aim for this when attempting tasks 1, 2 and 3. A D2 comes into tasks 4, which is P5 and P6. And here is where we look at the D1, evaluating the planning and implementation of a selected project in terms of meeting purpose, aims and objectives, where the evaluation, compare, assessment, analysis, writing up your opinion to a deeper level with solid examples, referencing different theory, being critical a little bit. That's what you've got to do here. And in D2, justifying methods used to plan and implement a selected project, making recommendations. Some key words there: justify. Justifying why you chose to do certain things. Justifying the method. This was the best method because so-and-so's used it, they used it, they used it. I liked this, I grasped it, it was my type of learning. And making recommendations for improvement. Objectively, as far as you can, say what recommendations you would have made, why you would have made them, be very clear about they are against how you improve what you've done. So this sort of closes the circle really, especially this D2 in task 4. This is the end part of your review, where if you did the same thing again next time, what have you learned? The recommendations for improvement would say what you've learned and how you change things in the future. Okay, well I hope this has helped. I'm available to answer any questions as we go through the course. So good luck when you come to do the Dragon's Den.